Welcome to the Reset and Zap podcast. I forgot my own intro, y'all. Where we literally are resetting because apparently I forgot how to start my intro.
Yeah, let's try it again. This is a good intro.
That's a good intro.
All right, so let's try that again. In 3, 2, 1.
Hi, this is Zap, and welcome to the Reset and Zap podcast.
Welcome to the Reset and Zap podcast. It's your girl here, Zap. And with me is my partner, my sleeping partner. Because, yeah, we cozy in here today. How would you do it in cozy mode?
Hey, everybody, what's up? It's your boy, TJ.
Why does this feel like a Blue Brothers episode all of a sudden?
Sit down, relax. Have a glass of wine.
Yo, what's up? I'm excited because this one is surrounding the theme of coziness. And as you can see, we pretty cozy in here.
Oh, yeah. Feeling real nice and comfortable.
We in our jammies, in our blankets.
Oh, yeah.
Little babies like to call it the blanket. It's my blanket.
Yeah.
My little blanket. And for this episode, I have something special prepared.
Okay.
As you can see, I suggested that we would have something beautiful displayed in front of us. And for those who are listening, what do we have displayed here?
Yeah, my Switch 2.
Switch 2. How have you been liking it?
I'm a fan. It's pretty much everything that I wanted an upgraded Switch to be. You know, it's just the Switch again, but just better designed, better feeling, better running. Like it's everything the Switch was, but just better.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy with it. I play some amazing games. It makes even older games run better.
Oh yeah.
Like the load times are absolutely phenomenal. The frame rate is steady and smooth. Like it feels like the grown up Switch. It's like Switch with a little grown up. It's like I've grown up now. I know what I'm doing.
He's an adult.
Yeah,
found his purpose in life.
It's a big boy now.
Yeah. So this episode is catering to all of you gamers out there because this is gonna be a really nerdy discussion, and just like the Switch 2, you know, this is all about resetting and being in the right mindset
to game
for a brand new week. And to game. Because here in the podcast, we talk about everything. We talk about gaming, life, work-life balance,
food,
parenting, food, which, oh my God, that last discussion we had was so good about our weight loss journey. If y'all haven't checked it out, go ahead and listen to it. The very first episode from season 4.
It's pretty dope. I liked it.
So welcome to the new season because we cozy up.
Yeah, let's do it.
Are you ready to hit play?
That's it.
Hit play? Go ahead. Yeah. So as you can see, we have our beautiful Switch 2s. And I've been playing so much. Probably more than my Xbox Series X. And I felt like this is the most ideal discussion to have. Guess what we're going to be talking about today?
I have no idea, so let's do it. What do you got?
We're going to finally reveal what are some of our cozy game recommendations for both single player, but also for couples. If you're trying to find a good multiplayer game.
Cozy games, huh?
Cozy games. Look, this.
So I finally get to talk about something I've been wanting to talk about for a minute.
And this discussion, I've been wanting to bring it to here to the podcast for a minute because I actually threw a poll over on my YouTube channel in our post tab, and the community actually voted, and the poll revolved around the question of should I create a video or bring the topic over to the podcast of cozy game recommendations. And everybody immediately said yes, please, including which I'm going to post a comment here on the video. We have one of our fans that actually suggested to please share cozy game recommendations because he and his wife love to play cozy games together, and they're needing new recommendations for games they can play together. So I was like, you know what? We have a lot of experience.
Yeah, we do.
It's safe to say we're veterans in this genre, cruising through the cozy game lane.
Yeah.
So
I would say we're pros.
Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty much in
We're the cozy game pros.
I don't know if about you, but I've been in
hardcore cozy gamers. Let's go.
I'm in my cozy game season.
Hardcore cozy gaming. Let's do it.
I've been enjoying it. How do you want to do this? Do you want to like split it up, or do you just kind of want to take it off and
how about I name one, you name one. I'll name one, then we'll talk about that one. Then you name one, and we'll talk about that one.
All right, let's go.
And then we'll just keep going back and forth.
And all right, it doesn't really matter, right? How we're gonna do it, if we're gonna stay within a category like single versus couples.
We can. If you want to do single players first and then go into multiplayers, or just whatever.
I say whatever
Okay.
we feel. Let's just go with.
Because some of mine could actually classify as both.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with one I've been wanting to talk about for a minute.
Okay, go ahead.
I've been waiting for this episode so I can finally tell y'all about my love for this
cozy game.
This cozy game. This cozy game has adventure.
Okay.
It has puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
It has exploration.
Mm-hmm.
It has friendship.
Okay.
It has
in a world.
Crafting. It has everything that you would want a cozy game to be, and it is one of my favorite games that I've played this year.
What is it?
And it's also good to play with somebody because it does have multiplayer functionality as well.
Okay.
And the game I want to talk about is Hello Kitty Island Adventure. And I know y'all probably like, what?
You even had me guessing for a minute. I was like, what is he
Like,
going to
what? I know y'all probably like, what? Hello Kitty. Yeah, bro. I am a hardcore Hello Kitty Island Adventure fan.
Which I wasn't expecting it, because like last time I know, you had no idea what Hello Kitty was about.
I don't even know. Yeah, even the brand as a whole, I have no knowledge of Hello Kitty. The only reason I played it because when I saw the trailer, it looked like Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I like Animal Crossing, so maybe I'll give this Hello Kitty thing a try. And I got to playing it with you, and you talk about a nice, cozy game. I've been really enjoying my time with it. Like I said, it has a lot of Animal Crossing elements, but then it also has some Stardew elements. It even gives me that kind of like Link's Awakening remake feel with the way the camera and everything is, and the chibi style of it. And like I said, there's dungeons and puzzles and there's so much to do and discover and figure out. And the game is continually updating. And as we learned, we found out that this game has actually been out for a while as a mobile game, which made it even more impressive that this game is actually a mobile game that was ported to the Switch. And I'm just thoroughly impressed with what they was able to do with that game.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
So what are your thoughts on Hello Kitty Island Adventure?
I remember when I first watched the trailer, I was like, oh my God, please give us a Hello Kitty game that's actually worth playing. Because not that they're bad, but they're pretty simple when it comes to their gameplay. And I really wanted them to step it up. And when I watched the trailer, I was immediately hooked. Because like you said, it has Animal Crossing vibes. It plays kind of like Zelda too, with the dungeons and the puzzles. And then what I really do love about it is that it caters every type of player in such an excellent way.
Yeah,
like
I totally agree.
You have daily quests, you have the main storyline, then you have a complete sideline, you know, when it comes to like side quests and multiplayer quests, because they even have like a perfectly designed story just for multiplayer, and they give you rewards when you play. Like they actually reward you for playing in multiplayer mode with other people. There's things you can't not even play on your own. You have to play it
in multiplayer.
And
that's why I was bringing up like some of my games could actually qualify as both, because this is both a single player and multiplayer game. Like yes, you could play it on your own and do your own thing, but then you and your partner can also sit down together and go explore the island together, or go do dungeons, or like you said, there's some specific quest that you can do together, and you can really like have a lot of fun with this game with a partner. Even when we're in single player mode, we'll usually be sitting side by side with each other. You're doing your thing, and I'm telling, oh, did you find this thing?
Yes.
Oh, I found this thing over here. And
I was about to say, like, when you're playing cozy games with your partner by your side, you quickly realize the how differently you both play the game, because like we're playing the same exact game, but the way we complete it is very, very different. Like we always have that ongoing joke, but you always say that you're more of the like
objective type,
and I'm more of just
exploration.
I just kind of free flow.
Yeah, she's the one that gets easily distracted, just walking around. What's that? Oh, what's that over there? Oh, what's that over there? Meanwhile, I'm like, all right, what's the mission? What is the objective? All right, let's do that. I'm gonna focus on that. I don't care about what else is around me. Let's get this objective done, and then I'll move to the next objective, and then the next objective.
And then you be super impatient over there when you discover something. You're like, babe, I need you to do this. I just need you to see this, and I'm over here like, but I want to do this.
Yeah. Because I don't see, the thing is, I'm trying not to spoil things for her, but then something really cool happens, and I want to talk about that too. The way, without spoiling anything, this game has a way of constantly like opening up even more. Like just when you thought you've reached the end of the content or you think you've seen everything that the game has to offer, it throws something else at you. And then it adds something new. And then it adds something new. And then one of the updates added a bunch of new stuff. And then there was another update that happened recently that added even more stuff. And it's just like it's constantly throwing new things into the equation. When you think you've seen it all, it's like, And then what even impressed me even more was like how deep the story actually goes.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is Hello Kitty. Like how deep is a Hello Kitty story game gonna be? But it's actually quite impressive what they did with the story. Like there's a whole overarching plot and there's all these side plots that tie into it, and then every character has their own plot going on, and every character has their own personality and their thing and their whole thing going on. And there's actually some parts that made me laugh out loud. Like this like literally laugh. Like it was I'm really impressed with this game. Like I said, I've had no previous knowledge of Hello Kitty or what the series is about.
You even have like your favorite characters.
Yeah, right. My boy Choco Cat. That's my boy.
Yeah,
that's my boy right now. Is Choco Cat. But yeah, this was somebody who's a Hello Kitty novice, and I just as a video game, it is a well built, entertaining, and fairly priced game.
Yes, agreed.
For all the content that you get in this game and for the price you pay for it, I think we paid like $40 for it.
I think so. Yeah,
it's like $39.99 for the standard edition, and then it's like $59.99 for the deluxe edition.
Yeah.
But we just got the standard one, and the amount of content that's in that game.
Yes.
Still playing it to this day.
And if you play every day, you are going to be rewarded.
Oh yeah.
Because the amount of events that happen.
Yeah, the events. I see. See that we need to move on because I will sit here and talk about Hello Kitty for the rest of this episode.
Like don't sleep on this game. It's
definitely check out Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
All right, moving on. This one we talked about it a while back. There's actually a video on my channel. We live streamed this game, and you're the one who actually introduced me to this game. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think it was made by Devolver Digital, but I might be wrong. Published by Devolver Digital, but it shares a similar art style and kind of arch in a way to Cult of the Lamb. So the one I want to talk about is the Swords of Ditto.
Yeah.
The reason why I brought this up is because for our friends out there that have been asking for a good multiplayer game. So, well, once again, it plays the same way as Hello Kitty. You know, you can play it on your own, but I feel like where you really enjoy the and get the full experience is playing it in multiplayer. And I know you have a lot to say about it because you're the one who introduced me to this game.
because this is actually an older game, an older title that came out. I can't even remember the year it came out, but it came out quite a few years ago. And I found it randomly, like watching some YouTube videos, and I seen it come up, and I was like, "This game looks pretty interesting." I love the art style, and I love an open world adventure RPG. Basically, is what it is when you really think about it. And I was like, "All right, I'll give this a try." And I played it, and I enjoyed it. It was pretty cool. I never really finished it, but it's like
it's hard.
I enjoyed it. It was really cool,
really well balanced.
And later on, I remembered. Like I bought it up because we were looking. I think we were doing that. Yeah, the video you were talking about multiplayer games, and I bought up that title and we played it on stream. And you got the
because we were doing our power couple streams where we were introducing people to co-op games.
Yep.
And that was one of them.
Yep, and then when we played it, you got wrapped up in it immediately. And
yeah.
For me, I got to enjoy it on a whole different level because I feel like it really shines in multiplayer. And we just sat down and we chugged that game out. And even after the stream, we continued to play it and continued to play it until we eventually beat the entire game.
Yeah, one of my favorite experiences with the Swords of Ditto was actually when we gone out for a Father's Day weekend and our anniversary weekend to, I think it was down there in Austin. And we actually rented an Airbnb. And for the weekend, you would think like, oh, what are they going to do? They're probably going to do some sightseeing. And don't get me wrong, we did. We went to a Stardew Valley concert and it was amazing.
Yeah, that was dope.
But the main event really was staying at the Airbnb and having a full-blown session of the Swords of Ditto.
Oh, yeah.
And we had so much fun during that weekend.
It's an incredible game.
And I just loved it. I loved it. I really loved it. The art style is so cheeky. I just love everything about the Swords of Ditto.
And it kind of gives me the funny thing is, it kind of gives me a costume quest kind of feel to it as well. Now that I've played that game.
It's so kitty.
Yeah, because it's like all your weapons are like toys.
Yes.
And the dungeons are the toy dungeons and the toy trials. And so like you have a yo-yo or you have a pop gun. Or everything is like a toy, and those become your weapons in the game, and you use those to solve puzzles and to do all these other. It definitely gives you that Zelda adventure feel.
And I just wanted to stop you there because I know when people think about cozy games, people think about games that, are kind of more slow paced, but there are games that are action adventure that still bring you that cozy feeling. And Swords of Ditto does that in such a
definitely
good
because
way.
For me because it's like the gameplay is so simple. Mm-hmm. For me, cozy gaming is more like simple and easy to play.
Yeah.
Like it's just you go around and you attack. Like you hit things with your sword, you use your weapons. That's pretty much like the gameplay is pretty straightforward and simple. And you can just have fun just walking around, just exploring and seeing the different sites and seeing the different biomes and just enjoying the game. Like it's a very simple but very entertaining game. And I feel that counts as a cozy game.
I'm about to bring one up that you're not expecting me to bring up. But speaking of the king of multiplayer games, we have to bring up Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Oh, yeah.
Because let's talk about Nintendo being the king of multiplayer games.
Oh, facts. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is probably one of my favorite Kirby games I've ever played. Like, it is, I've been a fan of the Kirby series for quite some time, but I've never really dug deep into it until Kirby and the Forgotten Land, where we finally get a 3D adventure Kirby game.
It was my first time actually formally being introduced to a Kirby game, because I've played the ones that are out there for the 3DS, but I haven't never really finished them. And playing this in multiplayer mode is such a different experience. And when I've been wanting to play this game for a while, because you kept telling me how similar it looks to Super Mario Odyssey. You're like, oh, I've played this by myself, but I've never played it in multiplayer mode, so it would be really cool to play it with you. And once we started playing it, the difference was like night and day.
Oh, it was so fun because the first player will play as Kirby, of course, and then the second player gets to play as Bandana Waddle Dee, which I got to do, which was very fun, and I got to experience the game in a whole new way. So we really had fun playing that. Like we 100% of that thing, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we 100% of that game.
Because my retro gamer side completionist wanted to, go for every single. How do you call them? I forgot.
The different trials. I forgot what they're called, but the trials or whatever.
Dwaddles or Dwiddles or
the Waddle Dees.
The Waddle Dees.
We capture all the Waddle Dees.
See, I'm not a Kirby fan.
We did
so all
the Waddle Dees. We did all the time trials.
But I wanted to go after every single thing. So you were
like... Yeah, we absolutely did.
We commit to it.
100% completion.
And it was fun.
It was amazing. And then our excitement when we found out that the game is coming back for the Switch 2 and getting DLC.
It's getting an upgrade. It's getting additional content. And it looks so good.
Yeah, I mean, the game on the original Switch also looked amazing.
But let me tell you this. And I know this because I got to experience it with him. When he booted up again on the Switch 2, the loading times now...
drastically reduced. It's a much better, smoother playing game on the Switch 2 for sure.
Hello Kitty is another one that we noticed that immediately. Like, there's games that, don't get me wrong, we enjoyed them on the original Switch, but when you play them on the Switch 2, it's like some of these games really did need it because the loading times.
Yeah, Kirby, that was the one flaw I would say Kirby and the Forgotten Land has, that his load times were a little ridiculous. Mm-hmm. But on the Switch 2, the load up times are like 95% improved.
Yeah.
Like literally the moment you leave the world, it loads up immediately. Like it's incredible what the Switch 2 was able to do with that. And that's still on the original edition. So this is without the upgrades.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine how good it's going to look and how good it's going to play with the upgrades and then the additional content, which adds a whole new story mode to play. So I'm definitely looking forward to going back to Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So definitely another cozy game you should check out for sure.
Oh yeah. And here's what you need to understand, y'all. We play a lot of multiplayer games, so start taking notes because this list is going to be pretty long because the amount of games we've played together.
Oh yeah.
Like we could go on.
Matter of fact, I already got my next one.
What's up? What you got?
If you want to go for a more traditional cozy game,
okay.
You know, something around that. We've already talked about.
You got to describe the term though. If you're going where I think you're going to.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna use the term that we normally use for it now.
Yeah.
Traditional cozy game, aka a neighborvania.
Oh, what's a neighborvania for those that don't know?
Think of your games like Stardew Valley, where you have a community that you're a part of, and you befriend you give gifts to friends to up your friendship level, and eventually you can have relationships with them, or you just basically building up your thing. You're basically becoming friends with the community that you're a part of. You usually see these in a lot of the farming games. Like I said, Stardew Valley is probably the biggest example of this.
Yeah. But
there's also other games that do that well. I would classify Animal Crossing as one of those. Hello Kitty has neighborvania like stuff in it.
Yeah.
So I would say that.
So neighborvania, like a perfect explanation is that the quest usually revolves around the people who you surround yourself with, the community. So like all the stuff eventually goes back to the community where you're at. So if you think about it that way, it's a little bit easier to identify games that might fall under that category.
Yeah, like with Stardew Valley, like you're popped into this community called Stardew Valley, and you're becoming a farmer in this community, and there's all these people who live here, and all these people that you can build relationships with and find their backstory and figure out where they come from and what their lives are like, and you get to be a part of that community as you continue to play through the game.
Yeah.
And have absolutely fallen in love with this style of game. Matter of fact, one of the other cozy games, which is we'll talk about later, will fall into this category as well. But the one that I want to bring up, and the reason why I said Stardew Valley, is because this game definitely takes heavy influence from that game, and that's Roots of Pacha.
I figured you were gonna go there.
Yeah, Roots of Pacha is another neighborvania game, very much in the style of Stardew Valley, but it is set in prehistoric times,
which is so different. I love when they change completely the theme, because somebody who's not used to playing cozy games will first of all think about it as if it being a farming game. And while a lot of these games do take the farming gameplay mechanic into account, it's not always just about that.
No. And a lot of the times there could, like I said, in Stardew Valley, there's combat, there's
you can speed run.
You can speed run. There's collectathon, really, because the community center is nothing but a collectathon, really.
There's drama.
Yeah. There's story.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff. And then Roots of Pacha is different as well, because there is still exploration. There's a lot of exploration in that game, but there's no combat.
Yes.
So it's like, you would think that for somebody like me, most people know that I play, most of the games I play probably have some form of combat to them. But this is one of those games that does not have any form of combat, but still was very, very engaging to me. Yes. Like the exploration, exploring the caves and meeting all the people and dealing with and what I'm saying, like all the cool ways that they show you all the the technology of that time and how they were able to survive in those times.
We're still playing it. We're trying to 100% it now at this point.
Because I would say we beat the 100% at the main campaign, but then recently that game got a free update, the Sun and Moon update, which actually added more quests, more content,
new tribes,
new tribes, new characters. Like it added a whole new layer, and that's what we're going through now. Is that layer of content. So a lot of these games, which I love about these cozy games, is that they always find a way to come back and add more content.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times they'll give it away. Like I said, Stardew Valley's, all those updates were absolutely free.
Every
and then
single
Roots
one
of
of them.
Pacha, the update was completely free, and it added so much more content to play the game to an even further level.
Can I say that my favorite part of Roots of Pacha is two things. One, the festivals.
Oh yes,
There's-
amazing festivals.
They're so well done.
They're very interactive. You
Yes.
actually have stuff to do during the festivals.
Very engaging, and you actually want to participate and be a part of the festivals. And it's something that we actually looked forward to, because they even give you like rewards and in-game items that you can use to decorate your house, which that's the ongoing joke in this game that I've really, committed into making our home cozy.
Yeah, it got to the point where she had so much stuff in the house that when the game first loaded up, it would stutter for a couple seconds trying to load in all the stuff that she decorated the house with. So yeah. And it's as you can tell, this is an amazing multiplayer game to play.
Yeah.
This is a great game to play with somebody else, because it actually makes the experience. It's one of those games I feel like makes the experience much better to play it with somebody.
Yes.
But you do have the option to also play a single player.
And the thing that we still are trying to experience that I really, really love over Stardew Valley, and this is something we find ourselves doing a lot, and is comparing these cozy games to the founding fathers, of cozy games, which is Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing and stuff. And it is the fact that you can have children, but your children actually grow and they go through different, stages.
Mm-hmm.
And like in this one, you can actually send off your kids to school and be involved in the community. And it's really exciting to see that they just don't end up becoming just NPCs in the background, where at some point you can't, interact with your children. Like in these games, you can actually play a role in your children's lives. So it's really, really cool when you see them become really creative with how, even with the mechanics, like fishing is so different in this game
because they do spear fishing and like stuff like that. So it's like you get to do everything that you do in those normal neighborvania type games, but it has that prehistoric like layer on top of it. Like how did they farm? Like how did they fish? How did they preserve foods? And as you like find things out in the wild, you develop ideas for these things. Like, oh, we found this new fruit. How can we do this? Oh, we found this product. How do we use this to like help the tribe? And you all the tribe comes together to like build the community. And the more you do that, the more the community builds up, and the more your home base area gets all these new activities and new things. And so it's a really, really interesting, fun game to play. And if you're looking for something to play with a partner, I would highly recommend Roots of Pacha.
There's so many games where we can recommend. I'm trying to avoid choosing games that we probably have mentioned in previous episodes. So maybe ones that we have already mentioned, I'm just going to glaze through them real quick. So let me just throw this one out there real quick before we move on. It's as a solo campaign, I would recommend Wildflowers. It's not for everyone.
Have we talked about that on?
I don't necessarily know. I feel like we
have
touched. Or maybe I might be wrong. Maybe we haven't.
Maybe we might have mentioned it. I don't know if we ever really went into it though.
So Wildflowers, in a nutshell, is a cozy neighborvania game. It's surrounded within the theme of like witchcraft and wizardry and all those things. So it's like if you're looking for more like of an occult type of game, but cozy at the same time, Wildflowers is one of them. I think the cons, maybe for some people like you, because you played that, is that it could be a little grindy, I guess, towards the end.
It has its moments, and what I will say is, if this is a game that sounds interesting to you, do not watch anybody play it. There's a lot of twists and turns in the story, and a lot of things that happen. That's why I don't really want to talk about the story.
Yeah.
But like, because the issue that I ran into is that when you played it, I watched you play it. And I really got invested into the story. So by the time I went to go play it, I had already experienced the story. So that kind of did hamper the experience for me. So if this game sounds interesting to you, I would say do not watch any gameplay. Do not watch any of the story, because it will kind of ruin it for you, because the story does a really good job of throwing things at you and twists and turns and like you're just like, oh, I can't believe that happened. But if you see those things beforehand, it can kind of hinder the experience for you. And there are moments where it could be a little grindy, but it is still a very, very enjoyable game. And like I said, the story is absolutely
it's really
amazing.
the like main thing of this game, the story. So if you're going in it for a good story, then that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a good story out of this game.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And without spoiling the story, mainly it starts off like any typical neighborvania game where you like going to visit your grandparents, you inherit a farm, you have to rebuild the farm, you have to make connections with this community because you probably have been to this place before. It's probably a place where you grew up. But everything that happens in between is what makes the game super interesting, because you could choose what quest you want to do and what you're not going to do. And it's going to have an impact on how you build relationships with people in this town.
Oh, 100%.
And I'm just going to leave it there. So if you're looking for a game like that, Wildflowers is the way to go.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Do you have any recommendation for like solo campaigns, neighborvania wise, that you've probably played?
Solo campaign, neighborvanias.
It's kind of unfair, but Stardew Valley is one we've mentioned.
Yeah, because I was thinking Stardew Valley, but we've definitely talked about that game.
We have a video out. We've covered it.
Yeah, definitely go check out that video. We did about the latest update and all that kind of stuff. So that was really cool.
I'm going to talk about one that I don't necessarily consider it to be neighborvania, but I do consider it to be the cozy game section. And it's one that we have never really talked about. It's our little hidden gems, and it's Kairosoft.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is totally fair.
I feel like it falls in the
those are totally cozy games.
Yeah, you mind talking about what these are about?
The company's called Kairosoft, and they make a series of games that are like simulation games, I guess you can call them.
It's perfect for retro gamers.
Oh yeah, they're all coming like this like nice 8-bit, 16-bit kind of art style, and they're all like simulation type games. Like the one that I really enjoyed the most was one called Game Developer Builder, where you play as a game developer and you're building your game company and you're creating these games, and you're like, it's more of like a kind of like a Sims like the original Sims like a Sim City or like what's the Carnival one.
They also have arcade. It plays almost like in an arcade mode because depending how you play, you get a high score for it too.
Like a roller coaster tycoon or something like that. Yeah.
Theme park. That was one I played, which resembles much like the original theme park games. So that was one. And now I started playing one recently that it's all about building like this campsite on this national park setting, and it's really funny because
then the pool one as well.
The pool one, because some of them are like more of like on the building side, but then the other ones have like a story mode to it. So in order to progress, you have to objectively complete these missions to progress, but it's so fun because they really do reward you for playing the game. So if you're looking for like shorter, quicker experiences, Kairosoft
is very inexpensive.
Yes,
games are usually $2.
Like I mean tops probably under $15. So if you're looking for like 10, 15, $5 games, Kairosoft always seems to fall under that budget where you're gonna get a good game at a pretty cheap and affordable price.
Yeah, you could usually catch them on sale. So like definitely keep your eyes open in the eShop because they go on sale quite often, and we've caught most of the ones we've gotten on sale.
Yeah.
So they were pretty inexpensive games, really short, quick experiences, really fun. Oh, one that I really love was the record label one. Yeah. Where you start your own record label and you have to sign artists.
I have one of an arcade.
Oh yeah, the arcade one. These are
arcade.
really fun little games. And if you've never heard of it, definitely look up Kairosoft.
They have demos.
Yeah, and a lot of these games will have demos, so you can actually. Oh, some of them are like town builders, like the Ninja Village, where you get to build a ninja village, and you got to go out and there's like RPG Village, where you get to play like an RPG dungeon type village. You got to build, and they're really fun games. And I'm glad you brought those up because I think they really deserve some love. So definitely go check those ones out.
Let's see, what's another one we would recommend? I know we've made a video about this one, so let's just go over it real quick.
Okay.
But it's just honorable mention. Safe to say honorable mention.
What you got?
It Takes Two.
Oh yeah, I was actually thinking about that, but we once again we have a video about that.
Yes.
Put a link right here.
Yeah. There's a lot of games that I'm like, look, we're pros. We mean it when we say we're pros at this, because we play a lot together, even if it's in our own little separate ways. Sometimes we have our own little games. We do play a lot together.
Oh yeah.
There's this one game that we still have to finish on Xbox, but I've been enjoying it so much, and it's Dusk Fall.
Dusk Falls, I think it's called.
As Dusk Falls, I think it's the name of the game, and it's on Game Pass as of right now. And it's really, really, this is beyond just multiplayer. This is like a party game at this point.
100%.
Because you can play online with multiple people.
And you don't even necessarily have to have a copy of the game, because if you do it online, you can actually have people play through their phone.
Kind of like Jackbox.
Yeah. It does have a Jackbox kind of feel, but there's a very deep, intricate story. And it reminds me a lot of like Detroit Become Human, with the different storylines and branches. You know how like, if you've ever, anybody who's played those games kind of know what I'm talking about, where like the choices you make will make the story branch off in different directions, and then when you get
like
to
Life is Strange.
Yeah, like Life is Strange and those kind of things. So like if you're into those kind of games, As Dusk Falls is another amazing version of that game that you can play with multiple people through multiple devices, and it's just
quick. What's it called?
Quick time events.
Quick time events.
As decision trees, and like if we make the same decision, it'll just go with that. But if we make separate decisions, then it's a 50-50. And then at the end of every chapter, it'll tell you something about yourself based on the choices that you've made in the game.
Which that I found really fascinating, that it tells you the type of gameplay style, but also your personality traits and how they come into play with the decisions you make in the game.
And the teamwork style too.
Yeah.
We found out that once again that we're soulmates.
We're soulmates in our games.
Again.
It's really, really good, y'all. And the art style, it's so weird, because I think you described it perfectly, but like, how did you describe Dusk Fall when it comes to the art style? It almost like...
It almost felt like photorealistic, but it almost like water, like oil painting, watercolor. Like they look like real photos and real people, but they're just painted in a way that's much more like watercolory or oil painting like. It's a very hard art style to describe, but once you see it, it's absolutely gorgeous. And the way it's animated is very unique. It's almost comic booky the way it's animated. And it's really interesting title that we definitely have had a lot of fun playing together.
Speaking about multiplayer games, and another king of multiplayer games, Joseph from It Takes Two, also created A Way Out. And this game is so perfect for multiplayer.
Oh yeah.
And they just recently dropped another game which we haven't played yet, but I cannot wait to try it out. And it's called what's it called?
Split Fiction.
Split Fiction. It's the newest game entry designed and made by Joseph.
Yeah, and you best believe that we'll be playing that one soon. It's available on pretty much all platforms now. Because it's on the Switch. It's on Switch 2. It's on Switch. It's on Xbox. It's on PlayStation. It's pretty much available everywhere. Yeah. PC. So yeah, that's another one that I can't wait to get into, and definitely you'll get a review of that one once we dive into that one.
It's been pretty. Any other game suggestions? I'm trying to avoid talking about games that we haven't played, but more so ones we've already covered.
Yeah, that's what I mean, because I don't know if it would count as a cozy game, but it feels like a cozy game to me because it has a lot of cozy game elements.
I mean, which one?
Fantasy Life High.
Yes, can we? Yes, and yes. It checks off all the boxes. Go ahead and start.
I'll start off with my experience with the series. Of course, as you know, my wife is a big fan of Fantasy Life.
I'm gonna pull up my list.
She has several videos talking about Fantasy Life, and she wanted me to play it, so I played the original Fantasy Life, and I was like, yeah, this game is really fun. I really enjoyed what it was and what it did, and I loved the class system, and I really enjoyed the title. So when we found out that the game was coming to the Switch 2, a sequel,
yes,
of
proper
course she
sequel.
was super duper through the roof excited, and I was very excited to have my first Fantasy Life experience with her, because we never got to experience like any multiplayer, because this game does have multiplayer functionality as well.
Yes.
And boy, when I say that we have become absolutely addicted to Fantasy Life, I am addicted. I think the last time I checked, I put close to 90 hours into this game already.
Actually, I don't know. Let me see how many hours I've put into
Yeah, I
mine.
think I'm pretty like 89 something, 90 hours at this point into that game, and it has so much available. And there's, like I said, there's definitely the neighborvania elements.
Yes.
Where you have a community that you build up and that you can build friendships with, and you can take them out on adventures. But it goes even further, because now you can take them with you on adventures and explore with them.
It says that I've played, and that's why I think it's safe to say that we can talk about this, 65 hours or more.
Oh, yeah.
From Fantasy Life.
Nice.
And when it came to Hello Kitty, I've played over like 170 hours or more at this point.
Oh, yeah. That sounds about right. I know if my Hello Kitty hours are probably crazy at this point.
And Animal Crossing, according to Nintendo, I've played like 500 hours or more.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. And with Fantasy Life, you have your neighborvania elements, you have your farming, but there's so much more. That's like, you can be an artist, or you
Which
can
is the new careers, artist and farmer.
Farming was a new class added from the original, and then you get all the classes from the original. And without spoiling too much, if you haven't played it, which if you haven't played it, what are you doing with your life? They bring back a lot of fanfare from the original game.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of hints and stuff that's in there from the original game that if you've played the original Fantasy Life, that you'll really enjoy.
It's a love letter to the first game, for sure.
Yeah, and I would say this is a good cozy game to play for somebody who's just getting into cozy games.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you're not used to what a cozy game is, this game kind of can ease you into it, because it's more than just the cozy game elements. It is an RPG, like a full-blown RPG. You got levels, you got skill trees, you got different weapon upgrades, action adventure,
you can speedrun,
exploration, puzzle solving, like a lot of those elements that you would. So if there's any kind of game style you like, Fantasy Life probably has it in there, and then that'll slowly introduce you into the more neighborvania and cozy elements, like I said, the farming and the friendship stuff and the building your community and all that kind of stuff.
It can be as simple,
and it has a full-blown story mode.
It could be as simple and as cozy as you want it to be, or it can be as challenging as you want it to be. Because
and it's so much, man. They've already announced that the DLC is coming for the game already, and they've already sold over 1 million units. So like, the game is doing very well, and it's very fun. And I think it's a really good game to introduce you into the cozy game era, because it gives you so much to do and so many different styles of gameplay that I'm pretty sure that you'll find some part of it that you really enjoy.
Yes. And it shines for its multiplayer and online play as well, because there is one mechanic that I guess we can talk about it without spoiling it too much, but you know, in on your base camp there is what they call the treasure grove, and it allows you to be played in multiplayer mode but also in online mode. And I haven't really played the online mode yet. You've, of course, played it, so you can talk a little bit more of the online aspect of it. But we've played local. And every time we've had our multiplayer sessions, the amount of funness that is tied into it.
Yeah. And you are very heavily rewarded for doing so as well.
Oh, yes.
The rewards for doing multiplayer sections are absolutely out there, and the smoothness.
Yes.
And the quickness of it, like, it's just as far as local goes, when you click, you're just in there.
It has good pacing, good cadence. It's very, 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 very well done.
And it gives you a lot of options of how to play multiplayer. Like, you have your dungeons that you can do, or you can just do open world exploration.
You can exchange your dungeons, which is what I find fascinating, because you are rewarded for playing at someone else's island. So when you complete the treasure grove, which is what we call it, you get you receive a branch, which is basically what I like to say the DNA of that dungeon.
So yeah, you can use that to go replay that dungeon on your own island as well. And like I said, you have the option to just do open world exploration because there's a whole open world map that you can just explore in multiplayer mode. Or you could just go to the other person's island and just see how they've set up their island, because just very
Kind of
similar
like Animal
to,
Crossing.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Very similar to Animal Crossing, you can design your island and you can have your villagers living there, and you can change the landscape and put your decorations up, and you can just go visit other people's islands and see what they look like.
Get ideas.
Trade items with each other.
It's funny because like recently you visit my island, and that's how much fun we've been having. And I was living the artist life, and you found out I had a gallery on my island. You're like, well, I'm going to be an artist because now I want to have a gallery on my island.
Yeah. And you get to share items with each other, unique signature items that you build. Like for me, I'm a big blacksmith guy. So I build a lot of weapons, armors, and shields. So every time I get these new materials, I'll be like, oh, I found this shield, and I know my baby has the paladin life that uses the shield. So I'm going to build her this very special, unique shield. And it has my signature on it, and it's very powerful.
And I'm a tailor, so now I do clothes.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm showing off now because I'm starting to live my cook life. And yeah, now I'm like making like signature dishes and stuff. And it's been really cool. It's been a really fun experience.
And a very fun game to play, single player and multiplayer.
Yeah.
Definitely very cozy because we'll literally sit back and play the game for hours.
Yes.
Like we'll have 2-3 hour sessions where we're just sitting there just grinding it out by ourselves or even together. So it's an amazing game. It's very cozy, very friendly, very multiplayer friendly, very single player friendly.
Very family friendly. I think this is a game that's like even perfect to have like with your kids. Like your kids can enjoy it as well.
Oh yeah, because I believe multiplayer sessions you can have up to 4 people at a time. Mm-hmm. So like you can definitely, like I said, I've played online where I've done 4 people at a time, and just you can either set up a password where you can have a party just for people that you know, or if you just want to jump on and play with randos, you can just jump on and I've jumped into a party. I was playing with these 3 guys from Japan the other night.
Yes.
And they were like way high level than me, and they let me jump in the game with them and just play, and they didn't even matter that I was like way lower level than them. They just like, hey, come play with us. And we went out there, we did a whole dungeon, and it was a good time. Like it's a really, really good game. I'm really impressed with what Level 5 has done, and I cannot wait to see what they do next.
Yeah. I think another game that I would like to mention, we've mentioned about it briefly, but now with the newest update, I feel like it's fair to say it.
Oh, you got already what you about to say.
I don't think it's fair to say it has a multiplayer option because it doesn't.
No,
but
it doesn't. It's a good single player one.
It's a good single player one. I've played probably over 75 hours or so with this. I've gotten into this game, and then shortly you got into this game because you got to see me play it. Mm-hmm. But anybody who's fan of like Yokai Watch or monster collecting types of games,
or card battling games,
correct. I'm gonna throw 2 in there because they pretty much fit within the same category: Moonstone Island and Ooblets.
Oh yeah. Okay. I still have to play Ooblets. I haven't played Ooblets yet, but Moonstone Island.
You talk about Moonstone, I'll talk about Ooblets because I think that's
Moonstone
fair.
Island has a very Yokai Watch, Pokemon, monster collecting feel to it, but the battle system is actually card based. Mm-hmm. So that is, well, first of all, I love card based battle games and I love monster collecting games, so I was all in. But it's also a neighborvania.
Yes.
Where you have a village that you're a part of, and you have a community, and you can farm, and you can grow your monsters, and you can take them with you out on adventures and go explore the islands around you. And it's a very fun game. Like the battle system was very, very addictive to me. So I just would love to go explore and battle. But then there's also the neighborvania elements where you can go be a part of the community and do the farming stuff and all the stuff that you would typically get into relationships, get married, break somebody's heart like you did.
Yeah. She still don't want to talk to me till this day, apparently.
So, it has all that comfort game stuff that but with a monster collecting and battle card system edge to it. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you want to get into comfort games, but you've never really tried it before, but you like stuff like Pokemon or Yokai Watch or stuff like that, or you like card battle system games, this may be a game that you can get into that will help also put you into a nice comfort neighborvania game as well. So yeah. I highly suggest checking out Moonstone Island. Like she said, they recently got a new update.
Yes.
So there's a lot of new
Several
content.
Updates.
Which are free.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the game is, once again, not very expensive either.
No, I think it was probably like $25 maybe, to be fair.
Yes.
Somewhere around that,
and
within
you
that
can
range.
Probably catch it on sale. I think it was on sale the last time, as of right now.
Yes.
So if you're watching this way later, it might not be on sale now. But it's a game that I would highly suggest checking out if you want to get into a nice cozy game, but it also has, like I said, has that monster collecting battle card system in it. So like you should, check out Moonstone.
And I think that's the coolest thing about neighborvania games and cozy games in general, that they find a way to introduce things that are familiar to you, but then slowly introducing you into the coziness of what cozy games are. And for Moonstone Island, it's all about the theme, because like you're playing as an alchemist. So, maybe the easiest way for you to jump into cozy games is find a theme that you'll enjoy, and then see from there if you like these type of games. For Ooblets, it's pretty much falls under that same category where it's like a monster collecting game. But what I love about Ooblets is that you have the cards play as what your combat and battle system is, but the twist here is that it's a dance battle using cards. So you have these like monsters that are kind of like veggies, because you have to, grow them, harvest them, then they become your partners, and then you use them to go into these dance battles. But within the dance battles, you have to use your cards, and there's like a point system. So, once you complete, let's say 30 points, then you pretty much have won the dance battle, and you get to build up your deck. So it's really, really fun. It's super addicting for a completionist person too, because if you want to go ahead and collect every single card or every single monster out there, then you're just gonna have a good old time. And the art style is really, really good too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of games.
It's a lot of games.
I feel like there might be a part 2.
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, I think I got another way we can end this conversation, because not only are there a lot that we've played, there's also a lot that we haven't played.
Yeah.
So name one game in this comfort game field that you are excited about playing.
Oh, well, I mean, there's one that, let me actually look it up real quick so I could get the name right. There's actually one I purchased recently that I'm about to play soon, and the name is Echoes of the Plum Grove.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So Echoes of the Plum Grove is a really cool neighborvania game, but it plays into the more prehistoric, historical
like
theme.
A colonial age.
Yes. And what I love so far, because I played a little bit of it, is that it really plays into that historical theme where, you got to make sure you build a family. Something as simple as like leaving a legacy behind, because the way it plays out is that if you have children, that you can continue playing the game. But if you don't have any children, and let's say you die early or whatever the case may be, it's an automatic game over.
Yeah.
Which I found fascinating.
It's very interesting.
Just having that legacy where you can, in order to continue the game, you have to have children, you have to raise them, you got to make sure they don't get sick, or what type of life are they going to live? Are they going to be poor? Are they going to have a pretty decent life? You got to pay taxes over your property, or you might end up being kicked out of your own land, So it really does play into that historical theme, and I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it.
All right, I'm going to throw a curveball at you.
Which one are you gonna mention?
Because this is a game that I've heard of, and I've never really got to play, and it's not out yet, but it will be out eventually, and I'm actually very interested in trying it, and I would count it as a cozy game. Tomodachi Life.
Oh yes, 100% agree.
Yeah, I've never actually, I've heard of Tomodachi Life and I've seen it, but I've never got to play it, and I've heard a bunch of great things about it.
So fun.
So to hear that it's getting a sequel on the Switch too, I'm very excited to actually try that out. Like, I'm actually looking forward to trying out Tomodachi Life when that releases. That's one that I'm really, really excited for. Another one that I've talked about a million times with you at this point, and that is right up my alley, that I'm hoping comes to the Switch at some point, is Fields of Mystia.
Oh God, yes.
It's another neighborvania style game, but it's in a fantasy, like a fantasy style game. Where it's like there's magic and dragons and
what you
knights.
don't understand, guys, is that a lot of these games we're gonna probably like do double purchases, because he and I both want to play them. And like those are one of those. There were
I mean,
like
most of them we have, like Stardew Valley. We have like 4 copies of that.
yes, at this point.
We have 2 digital, a physical, and I think I own it on PC as well.
Pretty much.
Animal Crossing, we have 3 copies of that because I own one, you own, Jay owns one.
Yeah.
Hello Kitty, we both have a copy of that.
We both have our own copies.
Roots of Pacha, we both have a copy of that.
We both have a copy. So there's like a lot of double purchases in this household that we do for these cozy games because that's how good they are.
Oh yeah, 100%.
For me, another game, and this is just cheating because this is like my most anticipated game this year.
This is the one I was expecting you to say first.
Is Witchbrook.
Yeah, there it is.
For those who know, y'all know we've been waiting for years. So I honestly thought at some point this game was canceled. And so to hear news and a trailer and a date possibly coming soon for this game, I'm just so ready. So ready. This is a day one purchase for me. So ironically, when I think about myself as a gamer, I don't really rely on AAA games or first party games of, big name companies, quote unquote, Xbox, Nintendo. Most of my games are cozy games.
Mm-hmm. A lot of indie.
A lot of indie, a lot of budget games. Yeah. And it's what I'm most excited for. Like when I got my Switch, I was like, oh man, this is like my cozy indie game machine.
Yeah, because that's the one thing I will definitely give Nintendo credit for is that they are definitely the indie machine. Like if you're looking for some really good indie titles, the Switch 2 is covered. Like the other day, we was literally going through the eShop. They had this huge sale going on, and we were just going through, looking through title.
We spent hours
just looking at what they had available, and most of the stuff we were interested in was indie stuff.
Indie games.
Yeah.
So this is a huge list, guys, and I want you to pitch in as the gamer and nerd that you are. Now is the time to shine. Let me know in the comments below, whether you're listening through Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or watching us on YouTube. Comment below. Drop a list of your own personal cozy game recommendations that we might be missing out on, and we can personally check out ourselves. Oh, yeah. I would love to know. I feel like this is one of those discussions that we can probably follow up with a part 2 because there's a lot of games that are worthy of a mention, and a lot of these devs work so hard. They pour their hearts into these games, and I feel like sometimes they don't get the love they deserve. So being able to mention them in a podcast, or on an episode, it's just like makes me feel good because I feel like I'm helping them out and showing them some love. So please
100%.
do check. I think I might find a way to, like, in the show notes, actually link a lot of these games that we're talking about so you guys can personally go and check them out yourselves. So
yeah, we should really make that happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely make sure I can make this happen. And of course, leave your reviews. As you can see, season 4, we've basically built the podcast from the ground up. New music, new segments, new graphics, logos, you name it, we've done it all. We take into consideration any feedback you guys give us. So the fact that you guys take the time to leave reviews makes it easier for us to do it in a way where it's enjoyable for you guys that are listening, but it's also easier for us.
Oh yeah, and I like it. I like the easier for me part. I like that part.
Absolutely. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we end this discussion today?
No, I think I'm good.
Well, I did enjoy talking about finally something I've been wanting to talk about for the longest.
Yeah, I actually did not know this was what this episode was going to be about. But yeah, as soon as I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be light work right here.
Yeah.
This is my bag right now.
This is our lane.
Yeah, this is our bag, man. Comfort games, man. I finally got to talk about Hello Kitty, the greatest game of all time, game of the year. Hello Kitty, let's go!
I'm starting to think we should have started a very long time ago a cozy game channel. I don't know why I had never done it, but maybe I'm finding my calling here.
Yeah, we could do some cozy streams. What up? Let's play Hello Kitty night. Let's go.
That would be so much fun with Hello Kitty snacks.
Yeah, let's go.
Little
Hello
Japanese
Kitty night,
snacks.
Fantasy Life night.
Matcha.
Let's go.
Kit Kat.
We can do some more Roots of Pacha. Let's go. Have our pajamas and some, just like right now.
Just
pajamas
like right now.
and blankets and just sit there with some snacks and play games and talk. Yeah, I'm with it.
Well, guys, I hope you have a cozy day.
Cozy.
That you reset and zap
for the what?
For the week.
Oh, snap. Going back to sleep. Good night, y'all.
Yeah.
Hold me. I did nothing.
I'm going to go back to this game because I've been having quite a bit of fun. You ready to game?
Okay. All right, let's go game. Let's go.